Hello and welcome to Breakpoint, the only show in Mzansi that lets you in on what's hot and happening on and off the court in the world of tennis. We also shine the spotlight on South Africa's current and emerging tennis stars. We kickstart the show with some very exciting news today. Growthpoint Properties has renewed its partnership with Tennis South Africa, extending its long-run support of the sport across all levels of the game. The leading international property company, which became the headline sponsor of Tennis SA in July 2017, is set to continue to support the federation for a further 12 months.
Growthpoint has always invested into South Africa through our property portfolio, our retail shopping centres, our offices and our industrial properties. And we also invest into the communities and the people around that we touch every day. And tennis is a sport where we believed we could actually have an impact with the budget that we had available for sponsorship. And the partnership that we've had with Tennis South Africa certainly has proved to be very valuable in terms of the development in the sport. We have really focused our efforts together with Tennis South Africa on developing and transforming tennis in South Africa. We've expanded and developed wonderful developmental centres, and we've seen the participation in those centres grow. But right across the board, we are supporting tennis, not just at junior level, but also at senior, and so it affects communities right through the board, and we're quite confident that the value add to the communities and growing the sport across our country has benefited the broader South African community and made the sport more popular and quite a bit stronger. And we can see that in the statistics from a participatory level. So what we have done is we've supported a couple of tournaments and obviously our development centres, and with our new sponsorship we hope to actually open an additional development centre. Now these tournaments, and some of them include the Growthpoint Junior Super 8 tournament. It also includes the Senior Interprovincial tournament. So, and also in Soweto we've got the Growthpoint Abadala event. So these events really create opportunities for young talent to flourish and thrive. And what that drives is actually, a awareness and ultimately more participation into the sport. Tennis is a community sport. It's a sport where people interact. It's fun. It's healthy. And with the efforts of Tennis South Africa, which is focused very much on grassroots and developmental across the board, we are starting to see that participation lift significantly. Everybody that benefits from these programs takes something away from that experience, and hopefully they will pass it on forward in their lives. And ultimately, we hope to see that our investment in the developmental side of the game at grassroots will ultimately start delivering some, internationally recognized tennis professionals, that will carry the South African flag high. It's wonderful to see let's say a Kevin Anderson, for instance, play in a final of Wimbledon, and the South African flag is up on the board there. So from our perspective as a patriotic South African company, we believe that we would like to see people thrive. We provide spaces to thrive as a corporate, and that key value is what we're looking to see whether we can develop through our initiatives. I think if we roll forward 15 years, our support of Tennis SA and Squash South Africa, hopefully, we'll be able to look back and say that the company made a small contribution to the success of those sports, but actually broader. contributed to our society and the cohesion within in our communities and within our country, you know. So ultimately, we trying to make the country a better place, and you know, you can only really do that through small incremental little efforts by each person doing what they can. And you know, Growthpoint certainly, from our perspective, we're doing what we can in the areas within our locus of control, and yeah, we're reasonably optimistic that that when looking back in the future, hopefully that objective will be achieved.
Growthpoint commitment with Tennis South Africa 5 years ago was with the aim of helping to grow the foundations of the sport and to give people from all ages and from all backgrounds the opportunity to learn, compete and excel. The sponsorship for the last 5 years has helped the Federation roll out the National Development Centres in Tshwane, Cape Town, Durban and Soweto. The extended one-year partnership will see a new National Development Centre being launched. We couldn't be more delighted with the positive impacts the sponsorship has had on the sport of tennis in South Africa to date. Growthpoint Super 8 series, which continues to discover young talent annually across the country, recently hosted the Gauteng East leg of the tournament at the Gauteng East Tennis Complex in Benoni. The prestigious tournament saw top boys and girls battle it out for the right to be crowned champions.
Playing the Growthpoint is like a measurement to see how where you perform against your other peers, right? So that's to measure yourself against other people. Yeah. The final is good, I say. Got the job done. I was putting my serves, my forehands were a bit shaky, but my backhands was exceptionally well. Overall, I say I played well.
This competition is very good because it offers a lot of points if you do well in it, which can really boost your ranking. So I think players come in with the mindset to really focus on winning matches and getting far in the tournament so that they can get these points and really boost their ranking. It's definitely been tough. In every match I had to play well and like really fight to get through it. And I think it was a very good week overall. I had to really like focus on my game, stay confident.
It was a good week. The competition was good, and yeah, I enjoyed it very much here at the Gauteng East. Yeah, it was very competitive, especially from the semis onwards to the finals. I had 2 tough matches, and yeah, it was great to get through. The final was very tough. I lost the first set, and then I came back in the second set, and then the ball retired. So it was still a great competition, and yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I want to play as many competitions as I can and matches to get practice, and yeah, I just want to improve my game by playing matches and yeah, competition.
This year, the series saw the inclusion of wheelchair tennis for the first time ever in the competition, something that Tennis South Africa and Growthpoint Properties pride themselves about, to offer competitive opportunities to players living with physical disabilities. This is truly a game changer.
The final was very tough, but I was very determined and I wanted to win the tournament because it's been months since I've been playing any tournament this year. So I said to myself, I owe myself a tournament this year. Finally, nzima kakhulu, but make sure uba ndiphuma egemini, even though nobody leader, make sure uba ndiphuma egemini. Ndazisela ngadlala into engidlalayo kodwa ngitshele yona aze ngawina. So ibaluleke kakhulu because ithe mandisheka ama-rankings wami kwi-juniors ngabona ukuthi ngiyehla because angidlala ama-tournament amaningi. So the tournament ingincedile ukuthi nginyuse ama-rankings wami kuma-juniors and ade ngayowina oma ezinto zami kahle.
Growthpoint and Tennis South Africa pride themselves in championing grassroots sports development for children from all backgrounds, investing in their potential and shining the spotlight on the country's tremendous talent. It's a wonderful season for tennis where new champions are born through the series. Let's take a quick ad break. We'll be back with more of your tennis updates. Welcome back. you're still watching Breakpoint. Following the conclusion of the Growthpoint Gauteng East Super 8 tournament, players moved on to the Johannesburg leg of the Growthpoint Super 8 series that was played in Ellis Park Tennis Precinct in Johannesburg. The tournament was a complete feast for the tennis lovers, bringing us the freshest and the most promising players this country can produce.
The growth points helped me a lot to improve on my game because it's always there's always growth points that's close by to where we stay. So it's a great opportunity to improve my game and work on things that we've been working on in training. So for me, it's an amazing tournament, and I appreciate all the everything that TSA does for us.
I think it's very important for if you want to go pro. It teaches you a lot about how you can improve, and that winning isn't always important, but it can also boost a lot of your confidence. It was a lot of fun. I played very well, and Naomi played very well as well. It was a great match.
Yeah, the finals was very tough. Obviously, I played a guy, same school, everything. So it's a very good friend of mine. It was very tough, and I think my game plan, I executed it very well. It was very amazing. Growth point's always tough, especially when you have a lot of players, especially when you played a lot against them. It's very tough, and I think the growth point, it helps me a lot to improve my tennis throughout the years.
Growth points for me are very important because there's very little, there's not a lot in the year. So to play one, and especially to win one, it's very good, and there's tons of good players, so it's very good practice and very good competition.
The week was good because I played really well. I think I've never played on this level before, so I managed to keep the energy and play well.
It was a great week for me. I played a lot of good matches, and I'm happy with my results, and I feel like my game was also good. So I'm very pleased with this week. The final was tough. Anne played very good. We had a lovely match. It was very good, and I enjoyed it. I focused on my goals, and yes, I'm very good. Yeah, it was a good match.
So my sister is Marie-Louise van Zyl. Yes, it was it's always fun because she's better than me, so I can practice more with her, and then I improve more because the higher level she's on, I get more I just learn more, and yeah.
It was fun. I played a lot of good matches. I think I improved a lot from the last final that I played. Yeah, I played in 2 previous finals that I lost, so it means a lot that I won this one.
The week was very tough for me, tough matches, but I think it all helped in the final, especially game plan and everything. So I think it was a good week for me, especially to win first growth point under 16 as well. Very important to give my confidence boost since I haven't won anything in the last year and a half as well. So it's very important this win.
It was a pretty good week. I haven't played my best tennis, but I definitely did push through, and even though first set now in the finals my serves weren't working, and it was very difficult to win my service games. So that's what put it apart from the rest, my serves. But in the end, now in the second set, my serves did end up coming together, and they did end up working.
So for the rest of the year, I'm probably going to play a few ITFs. There's a few tournaments in Durban that I'm going to play, and then there's also in Zimbabwe, so I'm planning on playing those tournaments.
Hopefully I win more finals, and yeah, I hope I do. I improved a lot more because I'm going to Spain in a few weeks, so yeah.
I'll probably play more TSA tournaments and maybe some ITFs, yeah.
I think there's good things to come, obviously with this confidence boost now winning, so I'm feeling very confident. Yeah, I think the main goal now is to go into ITFs and use obviously this Growth Point tournament as a warm-up tournament for me to perform better in the ITFs.
For the rest of the year, I'm expecting to play way more tournaments and improve on my serve and improve on my match play, because it can be way better and my shots can be way better. So I want to play way more tournaments and have way more match practice.
Growthpoint Super 8 continues growing and transforming tennis in South Africa, broadening sporting opportunities in the communities across the country and nurturing young tennis players to participate at all levels of the game. Let's take a quick ad break. We'll be back with more of your tennis updates. Welcome back. You're still watching Breakpoint. In an exciting step forward for the sport, Tennis South Africa is currently hosting top-flight junior international tennis tournaments in the country. The ITF Junior Series, which started on the 26th of July at the Curro Hillcrest in Durban, opened with an ITF Grade 2, which will be followed by the first ever ITF Grade 1 event to be held in South Africa. The events are hosted in partnership with Curro Holdings. The third and final tournament of the series will be the Samai Junior Open, an elite ITF Grade A event to be held at Tuks Tennis, University of Pretoria from the 6th to the 13th of August 2022.
To me, it's getting more tournaments in South Africa like these ones because I feel we burn the players out. It's different if you're in Europe and you can drive 3 hours across to a country and come back and sleep in your own bed. Then for us to pay about 50 to 60,000 rand a week flying over, you have to stay 6 or 7 weeks to make it financially affordable. So for us, this is key, and we need more futures events so that our kids can get into an ATP and WTA ranking. So we'll see players go past 18 years old. We'll get a lot more older players to stay in the country.
I think it's a great opportunity for all of us in South Africa, especially because there's not lots of big events in Africa like these. So very fortunate, and thanks for Curro and Tennis South Africa for giving us the opportunity to play. And obviously lots of Europe countries and American countries have the advantages, so it's a very great opportunity the next 3 weeks for the tournaments to be hosted here and to be exposed to a certain level, which I think in Africa we're not really used to because there's not lots of events like this. So yeah, it's a great opportunity for all of us.
It's an awesome opportunity for all players around South Africa, as it's a high grade event and we get exposed to very good players around the world.
The ITF Junior Series are a great platform for South African players to match themselves against the best in the world and to gain the experience and ranking points.
Yeah, so these are by far the biggest tournaments that I've played in, and I'm so lucky to be exposed to all the great tennis players around the world. So it's a really exciting event for me because I've never been exposed to tennis like this before.
But to me, this is a great opportunity, even if the kids are not at the level yet, because it opens their eyes, it gives them the ability to play over here. So suddenly the big world becomes a lot smaller. You realize you can play here, you understand what you need to go work on, and obviously for our players, just looking financially, how much better it is to just kind of boost your ranking quickly, then you can get into the top tier events, and then obviously then stuff helps you with the ITF getting funding and all that stuff. So for us, this is essential.
I think in South Africa, the support it's really needed and it's really helpful in this moment because it is tough for South Africans to get out there. So I think them supporting us is really, it's amazing. It gets us out there in the world, you know, playing big tournaments and just representing South Africa.
I just think for African players it is a lot tougher as we don't have the kind of events they do in Europe or in America. They get exposed to the level way more and get way more opportunities at this level than we do. So I would just like for us to have more tournaments, which is obviously tougher. But yeah, that's what I just think, where we don't have lots of African players coming through because of we don't get as much exposure as the other players around the world.
This week is actually the decider of me going to Junior US Open. So it's a big week for me and quite exciting. And then the next weeks is it's our end year or our last year of junior playing as juniors. So it's kind of sad, but yeah, this week kind of matters to me a lot.
Yeah, it's nice to judge yourself with these players because playing these tournaments, you're playing against people from all around the world, Europeans, even Americans. So it's nice to see what they're doing their side and how well they're playing back at their homes, and yeah, they're doing it here. So it's nice to be able to compete against them.
I think there's big upcoming talents here, especially with all these great events being held now. TSA really putting effort in growing the players and being as a team growing up together. I think that's really helpful. So I think there's really potential in South Africa right now.
Definitely, I think this is a great 3 weeks for all of us, and I just think it's an amazing achievement for a country and for tennis in South Africa to go forward, especially in the juniors. And yeah,
I'm able to watch and learn from these players, see how they play and what they do in their game, and try and introduce it into my game for the future.
Guys, it's a lot more simple than you guys thought. Everybody is flesh and blood, so make sure you hit the ball deep cross court, get into the court, and then keep playing at these events. Don't under-justify yourself with going to spot tournaments. get in there, play to develop, play in the top level tournament.
These tournaments are a stepping stone and a great exposure to the international competition. Some of the top SA players will be taking to the court to take on some of the top-ranked junior players internationally. Best of luck to all the South African players taking part in the tournaments. Remember, whatever you do, enjoy yourself every single time. Go get 'em! That brings us to the end of what has been an exciting episode of Breakpoint. Do join us on all our social media platforms to tell us about your personal tennis experience and also to keep updated with the action of your favorite SA tennis stars on and off the court. Share photos or videos of your tennis program using the hashtag Breakpoint Show and tag us on all social media platforms. On Twitter, we are Tennis SA. On Facebook, it's Tennis South Africa, or on Instagram, it's tennis_SA. Until next time, it's bye for now.
I'm Carol Shabalala and I'm a proud BNP Paribas RCS Rising Star Tennis Ambassador. Now, really excited about this competition because it is back this time around and it's even bigger and better. Now, in year 2 of the competition last year, we reached almost 800 schools. This time around, we want to reach even more. This is a nationwide tennis team competition that everyone is so excited about. Our target this time around is to reach about 1,000 schools, which includes primary schools, high schools, and wheelchair tennis teams as well. Now, if you would just love to play tennis or you want to compete to become a champion in 2022, then it's very easy. Just speak to your sports coordinator or your tennis coach to enter via the Tennis South Africa website, www.tennissa.co.za. Looking forward to this year's initiative, the BNP Paribas RCS Rising Star Tennis Initiative, which is going to be bigger and better. We wish you the best of luck. Yes.